Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of CEO's Corner. I am Geo, co-owner of Barbell Brigade, and today we are going to spend time at Barbell Brigade Gym located in downtown LA, and I'm super stoked to walk you guys through the entire gym experience. Let's go! So, the beginning is the exterior. So here's our gym. Like I said, it's in downtown LA, conveniently located in an area that's zoned for industrial use. So that means we can drop our weights without ever having to worry about neighbors complaining. We can also have the music blasting without ever worrying about bothering anyone. So that's gonna be really, really dope. The first thing I want to point out is our logo, which yes, it's our old logo, and that's going to be one of the things that we are going to be renovating and changing and updating. A couple of the ideas that we're playing around with is removing that completely and then possibly having Barbell Brigade plastered all on the front of it. Unfortunately, we can't color the whole building because the owner of the property owns several of these properties and he wants it to look uniformed. Because if we had it our way, it would be a big black box with like white lettering. Like, I love black. I could live in black, but yeah. So that's kind of what we're playing around with right now. Let's go inside. Here we also want to do a couple other things. Not quite sure what yet, but I feel like there's just so much wall to play with. Like, we gotta brand it, right? Like, I feel like we have really dope designs. I'm very proud of them. So I want to show them off to the world, and I want to share them with everyone that's going to come in here just to kind of give you the experience about what they're just about to feel when they walk into the store. So speaking of the door, let's walk it through the door. Oh snap, how did you get here so fast? I'm fucking around, I'm gonna do it again. All right, so we're inside. I don't know why I keep doing this thing with my arms. I just feel like I gotta showcase everything and like give you this big reveal. But yes, we are inside. This is our storefront space. This is actually gonna also get a facelift and renovated. Like, the couch behind you is unfortunately gonna go. We've had this since we opened this location. Wait, no, actually, the first one we had was from IKEA. That broke because we just had big dudes on it all the time, hugging each other, and it broke. So this is the second one. We've already given the first pass of our old skull logo, if you can see there. We're gonna replace that with another graphic, not sure what yet, because we have to make sure that it's not like super graphic heavy where like the shit just doesn't make sense. So that's the first pass on that.
How's it going?
This one, however, Dominate Humbly, I'm like, I don't know, there's a lot of sentimental value that I have, and I have like crazy attachment to this specifically, the font, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm not touching it. I'm gonna leave it here. It's gonna stay here. Doesn't matter that it's been rebranded. This was gonna stay here. Even with our drinks, when we first started, we would have the most random drink selection because we just figured people get thirsty. Let them have a variety of like vitamin water, coconut water. We had like sparkling water. It was like the weirdest collection of drinks ever. And then we looked at the finances and we were like, well, wait a minute, people hate these drinks, and why are we carrying cocoa water in a gym? So now we're very aware of what it is that our people want to drink, so we have things that are gonna supplement their training. Isn't that cool? Things that you don't even think about, because it's like, people are thirsty, let's just get what we would want to drink. But that just doesn't make sense, because at the end of the day, we're still a business. So we have things like Bang, which for me actually came out of nowhere, not a shameless plug at all. We have Isopure protein, we have different types of protein, we have water, Gatorade, and this is what it seems like the members like. Over here, we have our apparel, and I'm really stoked about our apparel because now we're releasing new items every single month. Case in point, we have this that's coming out that we've yet to put out. But yeah, we have it on display for people to buy it, check it out, support the brand. We should have a staff member here. I don't know where they went, but normally we have a staff member, and also normally we don't have a bunch of hearts everywhere, but it is February. We are celebrating Valentine's Day, so we do get a little mushy inside. So don't be fooled, we don't always have hearts and fucking flower petals all over the gym. This one, as attached as I am to this, sadly it's gonna go, because it just doesn't make sense. And I'll show you why it doesn't make sense. In here, we have staff, managers who, I don't know, they're just not paying attention to me. So now we come into the gym space, the gym floor, And this is where all the magic happens for everyone. And I absolutely love the fact that you go into this room, you're completely isolated, and all you can hear is just weights, people breathing, the metal hitting each other, music, but you don't know what it is. So your imagination's already going wild because like you hear it, but you can't see it. And then you walk in here and it's like, ah, especially because it's like you have your raw wood, you have your skylights, it's an open space. There aren't any walls blocking anything. So it's just such a dope reveal. So that was one of the things that I was very aware and conscious of when we were renting out a spot. It had to 100% have that like divided area. So you have your deadlift area, which actually we just shifted a bunch of our equipment because we got the Eleiko platform and that whole setup, which I'll show you in a minute. But because of that, we had to shift everything down a few feet. So this initially was probably here. This entire rig, we moved it about 6 to 8 feet down more. So as you can see, there's not much room left. But Bart, being the wise man that he is, he asked me, he's like, because I was kind of like, should I move it? Like, it's gonna be expensive. Like, we're gonna inconvenience our, our members. Like, what do I do? So he's like, put it this way. If you love swimming and it's summertime, do you want a bigger pool or do you want a bigger space to run in? I'm like, duh, I want a bigger pool to swim in. So he's like, exactly, so let's do that. So fuck it, we don't have that much space, but now we have so much more room to swim in. So I thought that was really dope. You can even deadlift here if you want to because the whole floor is matted, but you could deadlift, you could bench, and you could squat. So it serves all your powerlifting needs in one rig, if need be. Then we have a crazy array of specialty bars. We have your regular bars, we have your power bars, we have just any bar you can think of, we have it. Oh, we have calibrated plates, which are dope. We have 100-pound weights. We have weightlifting weights. We have belts, bands, clips. We have everything. We shifted all of this over this way now to create space for that. And this was one of my favorite parts is, I don't know if you remember in the previous videos, but this whole section was actually on that side. But we installed new mirrors. It was funny because there was a minute where we moved all the equipment, but there was no mirrors, and it was so sad and kind of funny to witness because it was just people like lifting dumbbells and just staring at a white cement wall. It was kind of funny. I was one of those people, and I'm like, damn, this is awkward because I don't know where to look at anymore. So since then, we've installed mirrors, and it feels a lot bigger. It feels a lot more spacious because I feel like the mirrors obviously gives you that effect, but then you're next to the sun, so you just feel more alive. You just feel more like rejuvenated and awake. So I love that. Now this entire rig was actually in the center here, and when we measured it, we saw that it fit perfectly in that space that we had cut mats for. I forgot why we cut it this way. It's like such a random shape to have. Why did we cut it that way? But anyway, we cut it in an odd shape where it just doesn't make sense once we move the equipment around. But when we shifted this entire machine over, it still made sense. So it fit perfectly. It was like it was meant to be, which I was super excited about. And last but not least, I think I'm gonna sneeze. It's gone. Last but not least, this was like the first of the major rebrand. We rebranded our entire iconic wall, which made me super excited. And initially when it happened, I saw the blueprint, right? But seeing it on paper versus seeing it on a wall, it's completely different. So when I saw it on the paper, I'm like, that's dope, I get it, I like it. But when I saw the skull, I don't know if you can see it, I'll show you. But when I saw the skull, I initially felt my heart sink, because this was not an inexpensive thing to do, but when I initially saw it, my heart sank, because I'm like, shit. It doesn't have the presence that I want. Like I like very aggressive things, hence why I married Bart. He's a very happy person, but he's just a crazy dude if you don't know him personally. But anyway, so I love a very aggressive design. So when I saw this, it just didn't have the aggression that I wanted. So I even toyed around with the idea of making it way bigger to where the barbells are now coming and touching each corner. But then when I saw people like standing next to it, like it's not that small. It's still pretty big. So it grew on me, and I just decided to leave it at this size. What do you guys think? You guys think I should have gone bigger? I can still go bigger. Let me know. Let me know if I need to go bigger. But for now, I feel like it's good. And kind of going back to when I was saying like, oh, this graphic might go here. We want to put a graphic on this other wall. I keep saying I don't know what it's going to go on there because, again, I just have to make sure everything balances out. So one of the things I was thinking about, if I make this super big, but I start adding graphics on all the other walls, then it might be too graphic heavy and it's just gonna look super gaudy. So for now, this is gonna stay as is, but in the near future, you guys are gonna see a lot more stuff getting put on the white walls. Another big change that I'm really super excited about, just because it brings about a different type of person into the gym, and it just creates a different type of community in the gym, is that we're gonna be introducing our training department this March. So I'm super excited for it. And this one deserves one of these because it's one of those where it's been a long time coming for us. And initially, when Bart and I first started Barbell Brigade, we didn't really care about a training department. For us, it was just like, we're gonna open up a facility that facilitates the type of training that we do, that is conducive to the personalities that, you know, and training that we are and that we do. So training wasn't really part of the factor or part of the equation when we were putting it together. But yeah, we just saw that there's this big old hole, that there's a lot of people that want to come here, but they feel like it's too aggressive in nature, or that they need to have a certain level of weightlifting education to be here. So we're like, well, that sucks to exclude anyone. So that's what we're doing. In March, we're introducing a training department. It's going to be small in the beginning, just so that we can test out the water and see how people feel about it. But I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon, so I'm super excited to introduce it, and you guys will be hearing more from me and Bart about the training department coming your way again in March, so look forward to that. Other than that, I think that's where we're at. I could talk about this stuff all day, but I really do want to hear from you guys, because you guys asked some really dope questions, and if you guys have any sort of questions in the CEO's Corner, I highly recommend that you guys put them in the comments now, because I want to answer them. Because for us, we've been here, we've done the business, but I remember at a time when we were first doing things, I had a ton of questions. I didn't know where to begin, so it would have been cool if I had this series that I could look to and be like, well, what are they doing that I could be doing? Or what are the things that, you know, what are their barriers that, you know, I'm possibly going through? So if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching CEO's Corner. Don't forget, if you're ever in the LA area, stop by barbellbrigade.com. I don't know why I said that. What am I saying? So if you're ever in the downtown LA area, make sure to stop by and pay us a visit at 646 Gibbons St, Los Angeles, California, 90031. So hope to see you guys here. Also, check out our website, barbellbrigade.com, and stay close because we're constantly posting on social media. So check us out on Instagram at Barbell Brigade. Also, last but not least, like I mentioned before, we have new apparel dropping, so make sure to check that out and wait for it. Coming out February 24th, and be quick about it, because if you've shopped with us before, things go really quick, so don't sleep on it. Yeah.